Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Future Forward App Academy. We hope you all enjoyed all of our educational and insightful sessions that we had last week. We had some amazing presenters sharing some great information, and we just thank our sponsors who help make these Future Forward weekly events happen. I am your host, Amy Keenan, marketing contact here at Insightful Accountant. But before we get started, just want to give you a little sneak peek about our Be Insightful membership, which is a membership for all of you to be a part of, to help strengthen your skills, to help grow your practice, to learn from experts, to hear from specific talk tracks about technology, about accounting, about tax, all of the things to help deepen your knowledge and earn CPE and be part of a community. So if you are interested in learning more about our Be Insightful membership, please let me know, because if you do become a member, you'll be entered to win a cruise where we are taking our Be Insightful members on. It will be a cruise sea day symposium that we're calling it, where members will be able to join us on this cruise and get even more education in a fun atmosphere. Hello, Ben. We have Guideline up next. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Thanks.
All right. Welcome to Future Forward App Academy.
Appreciate it. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen for everyone here.
I can
And
see it.
you got it?
Intro to Guideline.
Perfect. Yep,
All
that
right.
should be it. So, thank you again. Thank you all for being here. And of course, thank you, Amy, and to our great partners at Insightful Accountant for allowing me time to present our great product at Guideline 401k. My name's Ben. I'm a relationship manager at Guideline. I specifically work with accountants, bookkeepers, and CPAs to provide a free resource where you can actually get your clients started in establishing a retirement plan for their business, specifically a 401k, which we'll be diving into in just a little bit here. But for now, I wanted to explore further on why offering a retirement solution like a 401k is even easier and more cost-effective with Guideline, and what further benefits your clients can expect to see when they utilize us, as well as just provide some general education, as we've got a lot of things going on the state as well as the federal level that may actually require your clients to offer a retirement plan. But I would be remiss if I didn't, of course, make my friends in legal and compliance happy. And I just need to switch to this quick disclosure and just say, hey, here's some important information that our legal team wants to make sure you're aware of. At a high level, we have different affiliates within Guideline that provide separate and distinct services. If you'd like more information or a copy of this presentation, you can reach out to me afterwards, and I'll be happy to provide it to you. Super fun. So moving forward, as I'm sure many of you know, there are a lot of benefits, not, when it comes to offering a retirement plan. So when you're speaking to clients, we understand that 401ks are not necessarily the primary mode of your expertise. And there are many accountant partners that I work with that oftentimes say, when my clients ask me about retirement, I tell them to turn around and talk to a financial advisor, for example. Not a terrible way to, speak to retirement, but we also want to make sure that we provide as much, insight kind of at a base level, so that when your clients come to you and they're at the point where maybe they need to reduce their tax liability as a business, or maybe they are mandated to offer a plan, right, that you have some go-to resources, some key bullet points that you're able to point out to them to say, hey, this is why it would be a good idea to look into offering a 401k at this point in the maturity of your business. So as I mentioned at the top, again, there's more benefits to offering retirement than really just saving for retirement. We'll discuss this more on a later slide, but there are actually over 16 active state mandates that are currently requiring certain businesses to offer a qualified retirement plan for their employees. Guideline has been able to offer a great alternative to any state-run retirement option for those that are subject to the mandates. Again, we'll cover that more in detail in a few slides. A couple of key points that you see on the screen here, of course, attraction and retention. The one reason why Guideline was really founded is because we see a retirement crisis out there. Just a few years ago, it was reported that about 90% of small businesses in the United States don't offer any type of retirement plan at all. That's one reason why state mandates have come into play. Furthermore, a lot of times, these small business owners, they haven't had the ability or the resources to sign up for a retirement plan because it's either too expensive, they're required to have a certain number of assets or a certain number of employees or participants, all just a lot of obstacles that get in their way. But we also know that when a small business offers a retirement plan of any kind, that can dramatically increase their attraction and retention for their talent. Obviously, we probably know, as you go over books for your clients, right? Turnover costs can be expensive. It costs a lot more to train a new employee than to retain an existing one. So that's another key benefit. And then there's going to be more information later in this slide, but of course, there are a ton of tax write-offs that your clients can claim when they have a qualified retirement plan like a 401k. Specific to 401k plans, there are some great tax credit refunds that are available to them through the Secure Act 2.0, which was a piece of legislation passed just a few years ago. Again, we'll be going over this more in detail, but wanted to just kind of set the stage to say, hey, retirement is not just about saving. There's a lot of other benefits here for your clients. And so, again, just to set the stage here, why do we exist? I mentioned earlier, we really want to solve for that retirement crisis that we see. We want to be able to meet small business owners where they are at to provide them a great retirement option that's going to be convenient, modern, and efficient for them. So these are just a few ways in which we are different from what you might expect. Guideline provides a service model where we want to keep the costs low for employers and the fees low for participants in the plan as well. Our fees are designed to be affordable for everyone. In fact, our asset-based fees are anywhere from 3 to 6 times lower than the industry average, which can meaningfully impact how much participants can save for retirement. We have seamless payroll integrations, which are coming up in a couple of slides, and easy to use dashboards. So we're really trying to provide that tech forward modern approach, no matter your tech literacy. Guideline has a very user-friendly interface. And setting up a new plan, for example, only takes our customers about 15 to 20 minutes. So this is not a painstaking process whatsoever. And then furthermore, we do provide an all-in-one experience. So Guideline is your one point of contact, your client's one point of contact for managing the 401k. We serve as a fiduciary as well to ensure that your client's plans remain compliant. And we were founded in 2016. So to give you an idea of the success that we've had, we currently have over 60,000 businesses that are, from small to large. They are in all 50 states, and we have over 1 million people actually saving for retirement on our platform. They are trusting us with over $15 billion of assets or assets under management. We're not just signing new customers and converting plans, we're retaining them at scale. As I mentioned just a moment ago, we leverage technology and automation to keep our prices low, which is always important when you're running a business. And this is really how we're able to service over the 60,000 plans or businesses that we have on our platform. To be a bit more specific here in terms of what Guideline offers to your clients, as if anyone has ever had any involvement in administering a 401k, there are all sorts of requirements and reporting that's needed per the IRS. Oftentimes, with other providers, your client will have to hire a third-party administrator. Then they might have a financial advisor. Then they have a record keeper. Then there's the custodian. Then there might be the actual 401k provider themselves. At Guideline, we actually bring everything in-house. So Guideline serves not only as the plan administrator, but also as the investment fiduciary under the ERISA regulations. So we are the record keeper. Those fund government filings like the tax form 5500, Guideline is going to compile that report, sign off on it, and submit it to the IRS all on behalf of your client. Compliance testing is something that we provide on a per pay period basis, including our investment committee provides the list of funds, the available portfolios that all participants, all plans have access to. The only thing that we don't handle in-house are our custodial services. That's handled by a trusted custodian that is privately held, but your clients do not pay for any of those custodial services either. By and large of it here is that Guideline is able to alleviate as much of the liability as we are possibly able to, taking that off of your client's shoulders and placing it onto ours. Your client effectively is delegating to Guideline to ensure that we are serving the plan and its participants and acting in its best interests here. So that really allows us to eliminate many of the costs that you will typically see when involved with a 401k because there are less individuals, less third parties involved. I mentioned that we have some really great tech forward approaches. This includes some of our bespoke integrations here. These are just some of the usual suspects, if you will, here that we partner with at Guideline, where we have created some bespoke integrations that sync with these payroll providers on a daily basis. Some of our largest partners are, Intuit, Gusto, Rippling, TriNet, ADP, and more. And again, we have more on our website. But effectively, what this allows us to do is we're then allowed to basically manage this plan. There's no manual reporting of any kind. Historically, and usually if you go to some of the more common 401k providers you may be familiar with, there's a manual process when an employer has to manage their 401k plan. They have to calculate the contributions. They have to confirm the percentages that their employees are giving. They have to upload those payroll journals. They then have to cut a check or wire that money to the custodian to ensure that those funds are allocated, which can cause a lot of pain and strife really on the employer who's trying to run a business and may not have the necessary expertise, knowledge, or know how to complete that. With any one of these payroll integrations, your client just operates their payroll as they normally would. If you provide bookkeeping services for your client, maybe you're processing payroll, all you're going to do is process payroll or update their employee roster based on how you normally would. That information automatically flows over into Guideline. Similarly, if someone makes a change to their contribution percentages, that will automatically update within the payroll system as well. So you process payroll, Guideline receives that pay data. We will withdraw any contributions from the business bank account and allocate it accordingly. Again, there are no additional costs for these integrations. It's just another great benefit to utilize our platform. So it talks a little bit about kind of how Guideline operates, how we make things extremely easy, automated, and really allows your clients and yourselves just to sort of be, have your hands off of the plan as it runs. But let's definitely talk a little bit more about what the state retirements that there are. And so, as I mentioned, there's quite a few. There's about 16 different state mandates that are out there that are currently active. The map that you're seeing on the screen here, anything in dark purple means that those are active mandates that have been in place for a while. We're going to hone in on California because that actually has a deadline of this year, which I'll cover on the next slide. But the by and large of it is if you're looking at any one of these states that has kind of the dark purple or even the light purple, that just means that they've passed legislation, the program is about to launch or is launching shortly. With any one of these state mandates, what it effectively says is that, hey, if you are a business and you have been around for at least 2 or more years and you have a certain number of employees, now that's determined by the state specifically, then you are required to offer a qualified retirement plan for your business. Doesn't necessarily mean a 401k. The state does offer a state-run IRA program, which is heavily manual and time-consuming, though it is quote unquote free. But different states have different requirements. So in states like California, for example, they actually are requiring, I'll just kind of move to the next slide, that if you have at least one W-2 employee on payroll, then you are required to offer a retirement plan by the end of this year. Again, Guideline is able to step in and serve as a great alternative to that state-run program. But this has been a huge push, especially in the state of California, to get small businesses to offer some sort of meaningful benefit like retirement to their employees. And as you see there, there can be penalties. So if you miss that deadline, if you do not register with the state, or if you do not file an exemption notice, therefore indicating that you have a plan in place, in California, in particular, you can be fined up to $750 per employee. So there are different penalties, different employee minimum requirements for the various states. The map that I showed you, if I just go back one slide, is available on our website where you can actually click on each state and figure out oh, do they have legislation pending? Has it been passed? Is there an active program? What are the penalties? What are the requirements? So it's a really great tool to have. So as these clients come to us and as they look to be compliant with the state mandate, it's important to know that, again, we provide our pricing on a very transparent level. Guideline, you can think of us like a subscription provider. We charge a base monthly fee for each for the business, and then the business will also pay an active participant fee. Active means they are still employed with the business and they have assets in the plan. We do not charge for employees who choose not to participate or who are dismissed from the business, which is a departure from other providers. So this makes our pricing really easy to see. We do not charge any setup fees, startup fees, termination fees, or plan transfer fees. I will point out, I won't break down all of these, but the starter tier is a really interesting option. That was actually created by the IRS, by Congress, in specific response to these state mandates. Basically saying, hey, if you want a 401k, this is a simplified 401k. It's brand new as of 2024. Guideline was proud to be the first to market to offer it. So it's a really simplified 401k at a very cost-effective rate as well. As you look at this pricing too, and as you speak to your clients, it's always really important to know that on the state level, they may be mandated to offer a plan, but at the federal level, the federal government also wants to incentivize business owners. So the federal government actually increased the amount of tax credits that a client can receive by up to, basically they can offset up to 100% of their administrative costs for the first 3 tax years that their plan is active. This is specific to a 401k. So effectively, clients that sign up with us, right, as you saw our pricing, is many times that we look at their tax credit calculator and we see that based on our low costs and the tax credits available, they can offset oftentimes 100% of those administrative costs, again, for the first 3 years. So you'll see there on the second bullet point that it says that companies are eligible to receive up to $16,500 in tax credits over 3 years. Businesses with more than 50 employees, just to cover that, they still get some tax credits. It's likely only going to cover about half the cost, but still a great savings. And so we do have a great tool on our website here that will actually calculate that. You can even download those results for your client that just says, hey, you've got 5 employees, 1 owner, you might be in one of 3 pricing tiers. Here's what your annual cost might look like. Here's what your tax credits may be eligible for. And these are outside of any other standard tax write-offs that your client may be eligible for. Okay. So a really great tool here. I know I've got a few minutes here, but really, why am I here today, and what can we do to really help you as accountants, as CPAs and bookkeepers for your clients? Is we do offer a completely free platform called Guideline Pro. This effectively allows you to have a free referral resource where you can get your clients started in offering a retirement plan. You do not have to be the 401k expert in this case. What we want to do is provide you with a turnkey solution that you can get the introduction for your client, and then Guideline will handle it from there. As I mentioned, I'm a relationship manager, so you would be assigned a dedicated relationship manager where you can go to with any general questions. They can help you to invite clients right from your dashboard to invite them to set up the plan. Your clients are eligible to receive some discounts as well. But effectively, Guideline can serve as that 401k expert. We can meet with your client to go over the plan design options, talk about state mandates, talk about those tax credits, so on and so forth. And then moving forward, you do have insight into the plan. You have administrative access if you need to have access to any reporting or see contributions or things of that nature. If you happen to process payroll for them and it's not an integrated provider, you will be able to assist with those tasks as well. So it's a really easy one-stop shop, doesn't require all, your involvement the entire way through, but an introduction is helpful so that we can make sure that your client receives the support that they need. And I'll just cover real briefly the rewards program that we have. It is a both and situation. So your clients will always receive between 4 and 6 months of employer fees waived when they sign up through your dashboard. So that pricing I showed earlier will be zeroed out for that amount of months. You can also claim a firm reward, which is just a one-time payout for any plan that gets signed up to your dashboard, provided that you are not serving as the trustee or plan sponsor on the plan effectively. So if you'd like to know more about this or anything of that nature, you can go ahead and, if you have time, scan that QR code or go ahead and email us at pro@guideline.com, and we'll be happy to set some time aside with you to show you the platform more in detail, get you signed up for free, and get your clients assisted here as well. So with that, I've exhausted my time. Thank you and everyone for listening today.
Yes, thank you so much, Ben. Ben, I mean, that's the best way to offer 401ks, right? That you make it easy. All right, that was a great way to wrap up our App Academy Future Forward. So thank you all for presenting today. Thank you all for being here. Truly do appreciate it. And again, the recording will be sent out early next week. So stay tuned for that. And thank you all for being here. Have a great day, everyone.